everyone. Welcome to, or welcome back to, the Marky Barber ASMR channel. This is another video in my series I'm currently doing, where I'm showcasing this book here, Lonely Planets, Where to Go When. We've now reached the month of October in the series, so let's begin. As ever, I'm currently still using this little ribbon as a bookmark to let me know where I've got to at the end of every video on this series. So here we are, October, and we begin looking at a picture here of cruise ships as they dot the waters of Halong Bay. Vietnam. Why now? Explore Nam from top to bottom. Vietnam's quirky climate with two monsoons in winter and summer means it's tricky to find the balance between hot, cold, dry and wet. October ticks most boxes. Fairly clear weather in the north for Hanoi and Halong Bay. Warm enough for trekking around Sapa. Drying off around Saigon and the Mekong Delta. It's also low season for tourism. Prices dip and hotel availability climbs, so an October visit can be great value, leaving more cash to spend on Vietnam's lip-smacking cuisines. Be sure to try a street side pho on your trip. Fiji. Why now? For a quieter Pacific paradise. Fiji is paradise made easy. The most accessible and tourism attuned outpost of the South Pacific, Fiji has an ideal to suit everyone across its 333 islands. That makes it popular, which is why October is perfect. It's after peak season, but still pleasantly cool and dry. You may find cheaper deals, and you will find fewer people. There's white sand, blue sea magnificence across the archipelago. The dreamy Yazawa and Mananuka groups Established by Mormon pioneers in the 1850s, Moab is now adventure headquarters for the whole lot of world-class wilderness. The town itself is likeable and lively if aesthetically unlovely, but the area around it is lovely indeed. Bolivia. Why now? For a proper adventure. Many travellers on a grand tour of South America expect to be wowed by Peru or Brazil, but come away loving understated Bolivia the most. Diverse, dramatic, even verging on the inaccessible, the country remains unspoiled. Some say it's the continent at its most authentic. Certainly it's the continent in microcosm. Snowy Andean highs, steamy Amazon lows, surreal lakes, salt flats, colonial treasures, and remnants of ancient civilizations are found here. Great Southern Australia. Why now? It's blooming marvellous. The great thing about the Great Southern is that it's a bit too far away. Encompassing a hunk of the southwest coast and hinterland from Denmark to Esperance, it's not really doable in a weekend from Perth, leaving its vineyards, mountains and squeaky white beaches, mostly tourist-free outside peak season. October is a good choice. Winter rains have finished and the countryside is alive with wildflowers. From vanilla lilies to pixie bops, more than 4,000 flowering species grow hereabouts, 80% of which are endemic. Costa Verde, Brazil. Why now? To go green. Rio de Janeiro gets called the Cidade Maravilhosa, the marvellous city. But really, it's the marvellous state. The namesake province around the metropolis is equally good looking. Indeed, just west lies the Costa Verde, where jungly hills and waterfalls tumble to a sparkling blue-green sea. Make a beeline for Parati, 160 miles or 300 kilometres from Rio, an elegant 18th century colonial port set against mountains where the cobbled streets are traffic-free. Bright painted boats zip around the bay and cafes serve up succulent seafood. Piedmont, Italy. Why now? The fungi are fabulous. Bordered by France and Switzerland, the northwestern region of Piedmont sits beneath the Alps and a little apart from the rest of Italy. It doesn't draw the same crowds as Tuscany, yet has similarly Sylvian countryside, hilltop towns, and foodiness. This is especially true in autumn, when Piedmont's wild mushrooms abound. Its red Nebbiolo grapes are harvested, and its white truffles, the world's most expensive fungi, come into season. We have three pictures here on the left. On top, cruise and swim the waters along the Musandam Peninsula, Oman. Quiet streets and quaint storefronts in Santa Fe, New Mexico. Surreal rock formations and sand at Anse-sur-Sargent, La Digne, Seychelles. Oman. Why now? Mellow fruitfulness, mellow weather, wonderfully warm climes, 30 degrees or 86 Fahrenheit. Markets overflowing with fresh harvested walnuts and pomegranates. 20,000 turtles laying their eggs. October is an amazing time to visit Oman, the spectacular Gulf state that offers a taste of old Arabia. There is a modern development, but mainly it's a land of raw canyons and rippled desert, date plantations, palm fringed sands, adobe villages, and spicy souks. Most trips begin in capital Muscat, where the old port area of Muttra mixes with urban sprawl and glitzy beach resorts. Seychelles. Why now? Calm seas in paradise. The Seychelles is probably how Pixar would draw paradise. Swaying palms, supernaturally blue seas, bling white sand, artfully smoothed and scattered boulders, plus a few cute turtles wriggling ashore. Fantasy made real. Given these high levels of loveliness and the balmy 25 degrees centigrade to 30 degrees centigrade, 77 to 86 Fahrenheit, year-round temperatures, there is no awful time to visit this Indian Ocean archipelago. However, October, the period between the brisker southeasterly trade winds switching to the lighter northwesterlies, brings especially calm conditions, so it's excellent for swimming, for snorkeling, and diving. New Mexico, United States. Why now? For cool weather and hot air. New Mexico, officially the land of enchantment, is especially enchanting in sunny mild October. The 20 degrees Celsius and 68 degrees Fahrenheit days are ideal for discovering the historical riches and extraordinary outdoors of this foreign-feeling United States. Sites such as 1,000-year-old Taos Pueblo nod to the region's Native American roots, while capital Santa Fe, founded by Spanish missionaries in 1610, combines old adobe houses, Romanesque architecture, and a slew of modern art galleries. Then there's the plentiful wilderness, from the Sangre de Cristo Mountains to the north to the binding white dunes of the south. Scenic drives cut through these badlands, while there are opportunities for activities, and ranch stays aplenty. So here we have a bread Douro, Portugal. Why now? To float down the river at its most intoxicating. The Douro Valley is the godfather of wine production. This heady region, now listed by UNESCO, is the world's oldest Appalachian contrôlé. The Portuguese started authenticated the provenance of their produce 200 years before the French. Take a boat down to the Douro River, and you're assured of fine drop, as well as an unrolling pastoral scenes. Particularly delightful in autumn, when the sun is still warm, and the grape-heavy vines turn golden. Also, cruise past traditional rabelos, cargo boats, tiny towns plastered with azulejo tiles, and numerous quintas, wineries, where you can stop for tastings. Southwest China. Why now? Fine climes in two picture-perfect provinces. Guangxi and Yunnan are China at its most poetic. The rice terraces, karst hills, plunging gorges, and snowy peaks of these diverse southwest provinces invoke an ancient land far removed from the nation's forward-thrusting cities. October, with its mild dry weather and golden colours, is a particularly good time to get out into the countryside here, which ranges from the mountainous Tibetan plateau to tropical lowlands where colourful minority cultures thrive. Guilin is the heart of Guangxi's karst country and is the place to arrange scenic cruises down the Li River to laid-back Langshou and visits to the Miao, Yao, Dong and Shuang villages around Longshan. Blue Ridge Parkway, United States. Why now? Follow a classic road trip through flaming fall foliage. Forget Appalachian spring. Autumn is the season to be snaking through the forested highlands of Virginia and North Carolina along the 470-mile, 755-kilometre Blue Ridge Parkway, winding from Shenandoah National Park to Great Smoky Mountains National Park. The road took over half a century to construct, such is the testing terrain, and it is that rugged landscape that makes it such a rewarding journey. That and the foliage fireworks that set the hillsides ablaze in October. The deep reds of dogwoods and black gums, orange sassafras, crimson maples, and maroon oaks. Darjeeling, India. Why now? Clear mountain views and a tasty cup of tea. In the early 19th century, Darjeeling was the health-boosting hill station of choice for the Raj-era elite. It remains a refreshing escape from the hot plains of West Bengal and can still be reached by the narrow-gauge toy train that has been puffing up to the town since the 1880s. People flock to Darjeeling to eat scones in colonial throwback hotels and take tours of the leafy tea plantations before sipping a cuppa, said to be the champagne of tea. Flinders Flinders Ranges, Australia. Why now? Explore the outback before it's scorching. Winding amid the red, orange, purple creases of the Flinders Range is like time travelling. These mountains, which begin 124 miles, 200 kilometres north of Adelaide, and stretch for over 249 miles, 400 kilometres, into deepest South Australia, were formed 540 million years ago. It's an ancient landscape of gorges and escarpments that oozes quintessential outback Oz. It gets awfully hot in summer, so come in October, late spring, just before the mercury shoots prohibitively high. This is also when wildflowers are in beautiful bloom. Coromandel Peninsula, New Zealand, and there is a picture of waves that flow into Cathedral Cove, a great location for kayaking. Why now? Spring sun with the beaches to yourself. Kiwis love the Coromandel. The peninsula, jutting into the Pacific, has some of New Zealand's best weather and is only a 90-minute drive from Auckland. Prime summer holiday territory. However, in October you'll find warm temperatures but fewer people. If it does turn chilly, warm up at the Lost Spring Natural Spa or by digging your own thermal bath at Hot Water Beach. The lack of crowds and general vibe makes the Coromandel perfect for an unhurried spring break. Namibia. Why now? A wildlife wonderland. By the end of the dry season, Namibia is looking parched. Temperatures are rising. Rains are a distant memory. The skies are cloudless blue, and wildlife is visible everywhere. The bush has died right back, and animals gather in great numbers at ever-shrinking waterholes. Etosha National Park is Namibia's headline reserve. During the dry, you might see elephants, giraffes, zebra, rhinos and big cats parading across the shimmering salt pans. The excellent road network makes a self-driving sample. Just park next to a waterhole and wait for the wildlife. For chances to spot black rhino and desert-adapted elephants, plus San Rocar, head to Damararan. Walvis Bay on the wild Atlantic coast is the place for humpbacks, which migrate past from July to November. Bhutan. We have a wonderful piece of art here where it's showcasing monks that walk and flags flutter and prayer bells ring at Tango Gwemba Monastery. Bhutan. Why now? Clear skies, sights and trails in the pristine Himalaya. For the happiest holiday, visit Bhutan. This Himalayan Shangri-La measures success in terms of gross national happiness rather than material wealth. And most Bhutanese people live guided by traditional values and spirituality. It's as refreshing as the mounting air on a crisp October day. Yes, October, the most beautiful month. Delightful temperatures and dry blue skies are perfect for hiking and sightseeing. Rare black-necked cranes arrive in the Frobisher Valley too. They stay until February. Cultural journeys involve dramatic drives to Zhong's fortresses, many of which include Thimphu and Gangche, host colourful Sechus festivals this month. More active trips head into the mountains. There are hikes to suit all levels, from the essential half-day climb to Cliff Perch Tiger's Nest Monastery to the Jolmahari, a 7-day trek into one of the most pristine parts of the Himalaya. And that, my friends, is another episode in this series where we showcase lonely planets. Where to go, when. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. I hope you found it relaxing, or it's been of use to you some way. Thank you very much indeed for watching. I hope you are all keeping well, and hopefully I'll see you all again in the next one.